A flat tire in Gering turns into a sizable drug bust, with fugitives from Colorado apprehended in a stolen vehicle with firearms. KNEB.TV News starts right now.
From your trusted source for news in western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming, this is KNEB.TV News. Presented by Platte Valley Companies, premier provider of financial services.
Hello, I'm Ryan Murphy. This is KNEB.TV News, powered by Platte Valley Companies. Thanks for joining me. In our top story, shortly before midnight Thursday, Gering officers responded to a car that had crashed through a ditch and were stuck with a flat tire and made contact with 37-year-old Patrick Gunner and 29-year-old Taylor Crass, both of Colorado. Officers confirmed the car was stolen, and a subsequent search of the vehicle resulted in the seizure of 2 firearms, loaded magazines, approximately 20 grams of meth, and fentanyl pills. They were arrested on charges including felon in possession of a firearm, possession of methamphetamine more than 10 grams, theft by receiving stolen property, and possession of a controlled substance. Both are being held on a $500,000 bond and were arraigned on the charges Friday in Scottsbluff County Court. Well, October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and 2 local businesses are teaming up to help raise funds for a great cause. On Friday, Scottsbluff's Flyover Brewing Company tapped the keg on their Pink Pumpkin Ale. This smooth beer has pumpkin pie spice, and the pink pumpkins were grown by Billy Estes of Bayard's B.E. Farms.
I think 3 seasons ago we partnered up with them, and they take the pink pumpkins and make a pink pumpkin ale. So if you want to try pumpkin beer with a locally grown pumpkin and tying that in with the pink pumpkins, you can also go sip and support Festival of Hope there at Flyover Brewery in downtown Scottsbluff. 10%
of all proceeds from the pink pumpkin ale will go to the Festival of Hope, which helps local families battling cancer with non-medical related expenses. We'll have more news right after this.
Tired of feeling stuck? Not sure if you are on the right track? Platte Valley Bank can help keep your finances moving forward with checking account options to fit your lifestyle and an online account chooser to make finding the right account easy. Control your financial future with helpful budgeting tools and automatic savings plans. Now is the time to enjoy the ride with Platte Valley Bank. You belong here.
Welcome back. WNCC's Board of Governors met last week and had a preliminary look at proposed student tuition, fee, and housing rates for the 2023-2024 school year, with no changes recommended in some areas and modest increases in others. Director of Finance Lynn Koski said development of the proposed rates started with comparison to other Nebraska community colleges. That begins with resident tuition and fees.
Western is actually the second highest for tuition and fees. Based on the communications with the various groups, the recommendation is to retain that rate. So no increase is recommended at this point for resident students.
However, for non-resident students, WNCC has the lowest tuition and fee rate, and so that would be proposed to increase by $7 per credit hour for those from border states and $15 per credit hour for all others. Dual credit fees for high school students are proposed to remain the same, while meal plans would rise 3% and room rates would range from no change to a basic 2-person room up to a 2% increase for the suite style accommodations. Well, fire units worked long and hard hours last week to fully contain a fire in the Nebraska National Forest near Halsey. The Bow V fire burned nearly 19,000 acres of grass and timber, and over the weekend, the management of the fire was transferred to a local Type 4 incident management team. Officials say a UTV fire on a recreational vehicle started the blaze, but they say there was no negligence on the part of the UTV operators. The fire has burned approximately 30 square miles and led to the death of a volunteer firefighter. And two of Nebraska's top elected officials are criticizing President Biden's proclamation pardoning those who have been convicted of simple marijuana possession under Federal Controlled Substance Act. Governor Pete Ricketts and Attorney General Doug Peterson issued a statement saying the announcement reveals once again that Biden is both misinformed and ill-advised regarding the issues surrounding marijuana. They say no one is imprisoned in the state system for simple pot possession, and legalization in other states has demonstrated increases in cartel activity and driver impairment, and with higher THC levels, more risk for mental health impairment, especially among adolescents. In addition to the pardons, Biden directed the Department of Justice to work with Health and Human Services on a specific review of how marijuana is scheduled under federal law. Well, still to come, Chris Cottrell in at the latest from the FNBO TV Sports Desk. KNEB.TV News will be back right after this.
Allo means reliability, productivity, connect. Allo means no more of that. Allo means business. Local business, big business, small business. If you need reliable phone and internet connectivity, you need Allo. Local service and same-day dispatch. Free installation, symmetrical upload and download speeds. If your business relies on communication, rely on Allo. Allo means business. Visit allofiber.com/business.
Culture trumps everything else.
In my years, I've never worked for a company that treats people the way this one does.
It is my passion for agriculture that brought me here in the first place, but not only that, there's a huge family-oriented atmosphere within the 21st Century Equipment.
I love working for 21st. They found something in me that I didn't know in myself. An intern to where I'm at now is such a great opportunity, and that is what this company is about.
Are you looking for the perfect place to hold a wedding, family reunion, holiday office party, or business meeting? Well, look no further. The Hampton Inn and Suites Hotel and Conference Center is just the place for you. We're a full-service banquet facility that can host up to 400 of your guests. Stop in and see our spacious open-concept meeting rooms and begin planning your special event or family gathering today. Let us do the work for you so you can enjoy your guests. For personal service, stop by the Hampton Inn and Suites front desk.
Now, sports from the FNBO Sports Desk. FNBO, the great big small bank.
Golf State Championships here in town the next couple of days. We start there with our early week update. The girls' Class B Golf State Championships in the Panhandle for a third straight year. Monument Shadows in Gering hosting this tournament for a second time. And course pro Robert Thomason couldn't be happier with the setup heading into the two-day event.
Tom Walsh and his team have the golf course in super condition. I don't know if we've seen it this good in the recent years, but it's
2 years ago, when Gering hosted, the winds were part of the story, upwards of 60 miles per hour. At times, things looking much better on the weather front, at least for the opening round today to get this tournament started.
Well, if it's like anything like yesterday afternoon, it was absolutely gorgeous out here. We had all the teams show up and play practice rounds. Today looks 80 degrees. Should be a spectacular day for girls' state golf.
Scottsbluff is one of the top favorites in the team race after placing first at districts last week with all 5 of their golfers in the top 7. Anna Kelly for Scottsbluff looking for her second individual state championship. She won at Monument Shadows 2 years ago. Gering qualified second at districts last week. They'll be on their home course the next 2 days. Madison Mumm led the way for Gering at districts, finishing 8th last week. The girls' state golf tournament will run through tomorrow afternoon. Big things coming this week for the Scottsbluff softball team after they beat Norris in a best-of-3 district final on Saturday. The Cats won the deciding game 3, 12-1 to advance to the state tournament in Hastings. Scottsbluff gets the 7 seed, and they'll open against 2 seed Wahoo on Wednesday morning. We'll have coverage on the Rural Radio Network bright and early starting at 7:45. It's a double elimination tournament that runs through Friday afternoon. It's Scottsbluff Gering week on the gridiron. The Bearcats coming off a 35-0 shutout win over Hastings in district play this past Friday night. Big games from Sebastian Boyle, Braden Stoll, and Jackson Allen offensively, while the defense held the Tigers to under 100 yards of total offense. Scottsbluff currently 3rd in Class B power points. Gering got beat at Northwest 37-14, but the Bulldogs still with plenty to play for here coming down the home stretch as they get set to host the Bearcats this Friday. Gering with 2 wins, and if they can get that 3rd win, they'd likely qualify for the postseason. They'll close with a Week 9 game at Hastings. And it was also a productive weekend for the top 10 ranked WNCC volleyball team as they grabbed a couple of road sweeps in Region 9 play. Friday, a win at Trinidad State before another sweep on Saturday at Otero. The Cougars are now 24-3 on the season. They'll have a road match on Wednesday at McCook. That'll do it for today. The latest from right here at the FNBO Sports Desk. I'm Chris Cottrell.
Well, let's take a look what's happening on today's community calendar. The Community Calendar is brought to you by Riverstone Bank. First State Bank is now Riverstone Bank. Community strong with the same people you know and trust.
Fly United Airlines, operated by SkyWest with Western Nebraska Regional Airport. United is dedicated to going the extra mile for you with daily flights to and from Denver, along with a commitment to excellent service. Reserve your flight today, and remember, United miles can be earned and redeemed with your flights. While at the airport, stop and enjoy authentic Italian food at Roma Italian Restaurant. Plus, Hertz Thrifty Car Rental is there for your car rental needs. Make life easier, relax, and get on board with Western Nebraska Regional Airport.
Looking for free instead of fees? Platte Valley Bank can help you keep your finances moving forward with no ATM fees. Whether you're headed to the lake, the mountains, or just to the grocery store, you can enjoy the freedom of free ATM access anywhere, anytime. Platte Valley Bank. You belong here.
And finally tonight, Rural Radio and Panhandle Co-op have teamed up to celebrate the rebranding and launch of 107.3 The Trail. On Thursday at the Scottsbluff Cenex gas station on South Beltline, customers were able to fill up unleaded gas for just $1.07 per gallon for 107 minutes. Employees from both entities worked to control the masses and got as many people to the pumps in the small time frame. KNB News asked some of those customers if they remember when gas was just over $1 a gallon.
I do, actually. And it was nice back then. It's nice today.
I was just thinking about that. I must have been like about 6, 7 years old.
It's probably been 15 years that I remember that it's been this cheap, so yeah.
During the course of the promotion, 220 cars got their fill up, and more than 2,500 gallons were sold for $1.07 a gallon. And if you missed the promo in Scottsbluff, we will be at 3 other Panhandle Co-op gas stations across the region this month, so make sure you listen to KHYY on 107.3 FM or follow 107.3 The Trail on Facebook to find out when and where the next gas at $1.07 a gallon will be. Well, that does it for us this time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Stay safe out there. We'll see you back here next time.